Guy Code with Rena Osware.
Welcome another episode of the Guy Code. I am Rena Osware. It's been a minute, guys, but here is the new episode. On this episode, we're going to be talking about women's manipulation tactics. Going to get right to it. The first one is emotional manipulation. This is when women use their femininity to manipulate you and then switch. Okay, it is the commonly known as bait and switch tactic, right? So, guys, you have to know that women know what you look for, women know what you would like to see, women know what you enjoy, seeing and having done for you and having to experience. So they will use the femininity, the flirtatious, the girly side to bait you in, to make you thinking, this is a very feminine woman, but they will switch on you later when you've already fallen into the trap and given them maybe the commitment that they want. They turn on you and now they start to feed off your resources. So this is the first kind of manipulation that is used, the bait and switch, especially when you're a high value man. Unfortunately, there are women who will use this tactic on you to draw you in, because the masculine man and a high value man, you want a very feminine woman, and she knows the kind of traits and behaviors that a feminine woman has, even though she may not be one herself. So she will use those tactics, the being a little bit more flirtatious, being girly, looking to serve, submit, letting you lead. But all this time, she's just trying to calculate the time up until you give her what she wants. Then she can switch on you and get what she wants and get the most out of you. So be very careful on this manipulation, the emotional manipulation. Secondly is intimacy, which is sex. Okay, and women can use intimacy to trap you and get hooked to the idea that you can have them and be with them whenever you want, which is not really the case. And this, unfortunately, is used by women who are very low value, and most of what they can offer, or rather all what they can offer, is just their body and intimacy and sex, which is really unfortunate. You don't want to be around such women. And this is the kind of woman who will let you be with her very early in the relationship, maybe first night, second night. Not saying that they are high value women who wouldn't, you wouldn't be with them on the first night, unless, it's of course when there's situations of high attraction. But when this is all a woman can offer, and you can't even have a decent conversation where it is challenging and you feel inspired after that, you feel, you have new ideas after a conversation, it's just the physical part of it. Be very careful that she's using this physical part, the intimacy part, to have you hooked, and just know, no one will do it or perform as good as she is, and she will just end up having all your time, your attention, and be able to extract the kind of value that she wants to extract from you just from fulfilling your physical needs. So be very careful on that, on women who use intimacy to manipulate you, because they will give it to you very strongly at the beginning. Then she begins to ration it, right? She begins to ration it. She begins to withdraw and say, okay, if you want today, you have to do this and this, or I'm not in the mood unless you do this and this. And since you're already hooked, you will do whatever it takes to able to get what she has to offer, especially if you're trapped in and you're put in a scarcity mindset, right? So be very careful on that kind of manipulation. Thirdly is victimhood. This could be one of the most dangerous ones because it can be very subtle. Okay, there are ladies out there who really like to play victim. Okay, this comes from my own experience when I once dated a complete orphan, and for the early times or the beginning of the relationship rather, she was very okay, we were just vibing well, but later on she began to have some kind of interactions with people around me, and I would say that was flirting. She was flirting with them, and when I confronted her about it, she tried to play victim, saying, from where she's from, she's never alone, she really love, blah blah blah. And I fell for it at the time because you feel like these kind of people who make you feel that it is your duty to make life fair for them. Well, unfortunately, newsflash, life is unfair to everyone. It's just in different ways. So ladies who use their victimhood, and what happened in their past, I'm this way because this is what happened in my past, or I'm this way because this is what happened to me. The truth is anyone can access therapy or someone to talk to so that they can become better people, more mature people, and not have to work or just react because of something traumatic happened when you are maybe 5, which could be 25 years ago. You need to learn how to develop and become a better version of yourself as you grow, because this kind of past trauma from decades ago can't always be dictating how you respond even in your adulthood. So be very careful of the ladies who use victimhood, to try and trap you and say, if you leave me, you just leave like everyone else. So they try to demonize you and put you in the same box as people who did her wrong in the past. Be very careful of this kind of manipulation of victimhood. Lastly, which is rather common, is using a child, the very manipulative baby mama who will try and control you by choosing the times you can see your own child, using even the court system, using lawyers, to try and block you from seeing your child. And if you have to, or if you really want to, they will have some conditions that you have to meet. And unfortunately for some of them, they use very selfish demands so as to make you fulfill them so that you can get to see your child, which is very, very wrong. Some of them say, if you don't give me this amount of money weekly, you won't see your child. It's very ridiculous. And unfortunately, the court systems in most countries do support this. In Kenya, they do once in a while, but the laws when it comes to divorce and separation is still undergoing some changes in Kenya. But in the US or in the Western countries, it's very, very strict, and it's really against the man and usually for the woman. So be very careful of these baby mamas who use your child to exploit and get you desperate so that you can fulfill their selfish demands and to meet your kids. So these are just a couple of things I wanted to share with you guys as far as manipulation tactics. I really want to be consistent in giving you the red pill content. It has been a little busy for me in this season, but I will continue to give you the best content I can as consistently as I can. So until next time, we shall talk soon. Bye.
Guy Code with Rena Osware.